This is 17-year-old Div. Um, Damn, my hair's growing a lot. I'm making this video because I'm a nobody right now. I have goals and dreams and ambitions to do, and I have it all laid out in my head. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. And it's starting to come together. I want to build an empire, but I really don't know where to go and where to start and what to do. And I think a lot of it comes from being disciplined. And I'm only making this document not because I think it's cringe or anything. I kind of do think it's kind of cringe because I'm just talking to a camera. I could be sleeping right now because I need to wake up next morning at 4:30, get ready for the gym, do the gym, do swimming, do sauna, go to work because I'm a high school dropout right now. Literally sleeping on the floor right now. That's a bed. That's where my dad sleeps, and then I'm on the floor. And then this is literally ChatGPT. This is just Chat. I'm not gonna show anything. Maybe you guys saw a little bit or something. I don't know if I'm big in the future and you guys look back at this, but if I look back at this, I don't know. But I'm trying to map out what my life should look like, because I just really believe in the grind and it really does make me happy. And I really think that traveling the world is cool, and I really do want to do that. But at the same time, I want to create an empire worth living, and the only way I can make an empire is if I start making a dent in this world, a little dent. I need influence. I need people to look at me. I need respect, and I need influence. And none of it is really gonna just come by its own. So I'm going to put in a lot of work, and it's really just that. It really is. I go to work and I feel like I haven't done enough, and I feel like I could have done more. Then I go to the gym and I put in my hardest until I feel like I failed. And then I leave the gym with a little bit of guilt, thinking maybe I could have done better. And then the swimming, right? And I know that I could do so much more, and I have done so much more. Getting back into it, I'm just doing it, and I'm focusing on breathing and movement. I know I can do good. And then I stop failing. And then there's like nothing. I don't know. I'm just blabbering now. Really feel like I could do so much better. What am I doing? Why am I sitting here? Why am I even making this video? My time is precious. Why am I wasting my time making this? What am I doing? Why am I making this? Is it documentary? Is this documentary? Am I gonna look back at this? Maybe I am. What if I am big, huh? Hello, world. Hope I've done really good. If you're seeing this, I've made it. And if I haven't made it, then that's okay as well. If I look sleep deprived, or if I look chopped or anything, I don't know. But I have places to be, and I have things to do. This video is 4 minutes. Am I even gonna show this video to anyone? I don't know. This is for me. It's not about anyone else. It's about me. It's always been about me. This is my life. Cannot be about other people. I need to. If I'm gonna make an empire and I need to influence, it's gonna have to be about me. And as much narcissistic that might sound, and however crazy that might sound, it's true. It really is true, and I think that's right. I think that's the way. 5-minute video. I've just been talking. I should not be talking this much, but I am. But I don't know if you guys know where I stand at this moment. What am I actually up to? Well, I'm a high school dropout, and I've just been working, grinding. But I think I could be doing so much better. I really think I could be doing so much better. So far, I have one store in Silvia Park, and I have one store in Shoal City Mall, Takapuna, in New Zealand, and I'm in New Zealand. Everything's in New Zealand. Why did I even say New Zealand? In Auckland, I meant. I am sleepy. And yeah. I don't know. I have so much thought out. I need sleep, actually. I need to sleep. Why am I... Wow. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Yeah, I know I could sleep at even 1 and I could still wake up. Sleep is important for the body to function. I don't believe in rest days, but I do believe resting in the moment. Yeah. Because you could work every single day, but if you find any moment to sleep, just sleep. If you're on the plane, sleep. If you're on the train, sleep. Because you need to take your time is valuable, so sleep whenever it's just convenient. Just sleep when there's nothing happening. Absolutely nothing. There's no such thing as work-life balance. There really isn't. If work-life balance existed, do you think if work-life balance existed, do you think the richest people would even be rich? That's a thing. That's a thing to think about. And then maybe even if they are rich, some people say they're not happy being rich just because they have just so much going on, and they just don't have any time to go. And maybe that is true. Maybe they're not happy with their life, but at least they're accomplishing what they want to accomplish. And I want to get up there. That's what I want to do. Even I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna find a way. There has to be a way. If I'm not going to create my dream empire, I'm going to at least be exceptional than 90% of the world. I'm gonna be in the top 10%, and top 1% have their own empires. Look at Mirage, okay? I don't know if you know who Mirage is or what that company is. But Mirage created his own empire. He made like this big statue in India. He has all the Bollywood actors promoting his brand, and he has charities, and he's just basically he's taken over a town, and he hasn't like fully taken it over. It's not like a kingdom, no. It's more of just like in that town he has just a lot of his own buildings, and people he's given them more work, and it's just like that. He's just like that. He's made an empire. That's considered an empire, and he's gonna keep growing. Look at Ambani. He hasn't created an empire, but he's created an empire within business now. I think there's a difference between an a physical empire, like a kingdom type empire, or there's just an empire of like, or like there's an empire of business, which is like a catalog of your business. So if I were to say I could open 50 Shake Paradises, and I could call that an empire. That's technically an empire, but that's in the business room. That's just a catalog of businesses. I want a proper empire, like an actual place where people live, and there are stores all around, and people walk in and out, and it's crazy to me that I could do that. I can do that. Me and my brain commit, and I can do that. I can make it happen. A man can become a president. I can become one of the most successful people on earth. I could become the top 1%, and I could make that dream come true. There's a saying, and it's really my favorite saying. It really is. Dreams without action is delusion. And I really believe in that. And I don't know, man. To the normies, it sounds cringe. Anything is just cringe and nonchalant, and you're just not being. And I don't know. People are hiding insecurities and introvertness with being nonchalant. And they're trying to make it cool being antisocial, but it's not. You're really ruining your communication skills. You have to be places. You have to talk to people. How are you even going to? How are you good? People. This video is 12 minutes long now, but people walk up to me at an ice cream store and they say, this happened today, okay? This kid walks up. He's not even a kid. He's like maybe 2 years younger than me, okay? And he's like, he looks at the prices. $6.40 for a scoop, right? And he looks at the prices, and then he says to his sister, it's $6.40 for a scoop. Then he looks at me and says, your ice cream $6.40. And I said, yes, they're $6.40. Then he looks down and he says, are these the ice creams to choose from? Are you slow? Yes, these are the ice creams to choose from. What, you want me to you just want me to magically give you more ice cream or something? You want me to magically create ice cream for you? I don't get it. Some people are just so slow. And maybe it's not up to me. Maybe their fate or their destiny, they have something planned, and I don't want to say God has something planned for them. I don't want to say the universe has something planned for them. I don't believe in any of that. I really don't. Well, I do believe there is a creator. I'm not gonna say Allah. I am not going to say God. I will not say any of the Indian what's it called? Gods, Indian gods. Yes, losing words to say. And none of the Buddhists, none of anything. There's too many gods, and they're all rebrands of each other. I know there is only one creator, and every single religion debates who it is. And I don't want to say the word creator either, because the Bible has claimed that word. Most of the word, they've claimed it. So there is an entity. I guess, yeah. I'm just blabbering. I really am blabbering. There's an entity out there. This is their job to understand when you will die and when you will live. I have all of this roadmap in my head that I think this is how my life will play out. This is how I want it to play out before I die. But the only way it can play out like that is if I commit to it.